Hi, I'm Brandy. This is Hound Dog Hollow, and today we're going to be doing a book review of The Mindful Witch, A Daily Journal for Manifesting a Truly Magical Life by Jen Stevens. Let me just start off by saying I find this book to be visually very appealing. Just beautiful. It's got a velvety lid or cover. It's very, very visually appealing. I love the aesthetic of this book. I love the art. I love the typeface. I love the way that it looks. It's got an introduction, which is just a girl who knows her mind. Some quotes. Very beautiful artwork. My journey so far. So I don't write in my books, even if I followed the book as a journal, unless it's like a one-time thing, like some of my like the ones that are like 2021 almanac. And I have some of those that are planners. I obviously write in those because those are not like eternal books. This is a perpetual one. You can do this any year. It doesn't have a set date. So that kind of thing I definitely do in my journal so as not to spoil the book. So basically finding witchcraft, describing your discovery, which know thyself. It's got nice little prompts. The mindful witch, to thy own self be true. Very, very beautiful. Very nice if you're looking for like prompts or writing. Mindfulness in the modern witch. Awaken the senses. Creating your altar. Just very, very beautiful to me. Spells, rituals, very brief intros and prompts for each of these. What rituals do you practice in your everyday life? What rituals do you practice to honor nature? Just different questions. The 4 elements. Planning your ritual. Casting a circle. Magical correspondences. So the season. The moon cycles. The days of the week. Performing rituals, casting a circle by hand, taking down the circle by hand. The witch's calendar, it's got the Sabbats. Mindful meditation. Little magic can take you a long way. My mindful magical year ahead. So that was all like intro, primer, just basics to get into it. And then we start in with each of the months. Correspondences for that month. Ideas. You know, what you might do in a new moon in Capricorn. New moon in Capricorn intentions. January mindfulness and reflection. And then it moves on to the next month. It's a nice structure for your journal or your book of shadows. Or you might, the first year, maybe write all in this book. And then the next year's follow through in your own planner. It's got information about Sabbats, very, very brief. But it just basically gives you a space to honor the turning of the wheel, the moon cycles, and the month as a whole. Sapmoon, so the month, the correspondences, beautiful pages just with art, the Sabbat, new moon in Pisces, new moon intentions, and March reflections. It doesn't even do the full moons, which to my mind is pretty smart because we already know that there's typically only one new moon in every sign in any given year. Otherwise, it's a black moon, and we consider that a special event that happens every 2 to 3 years, I believe. So I really, really love the way that this book looks. It's not necessarily a book full, thank you, Duke. It's not necessarily a book full of information, but more of like a guidepost for you to say like, okay, in January, I'm going to look up this information. I'm going to deep dive into new moons in Taurus. I'm going to talk about this moon. I'm going to, I see I have a marker here. Litha, new moon in Gemini. And it just guides you through. I really enjoy this a lot more than the last 2 books that I reviewed in this topic, which was the Spirit Almanac and the Book of Blessings and Rituals. I felt like both of those were not Whereas this is as a journal giving you brief blurbs about topics and then giving you like a launching point to step off, and it's more explicit about that. The other ones were more they weren't journal prompts. There was like a book meant to educate you, but the education was very was not very meaty, was not very substantial. And plus, I absolutely love the way this book looks. So, you know, I've been vacillating about whether or not to keep this book, and I think I will keep it. And I'm going to try to incorporate it more into my Book of Shadows, because I do keep a book just like this. I do keep prompts very similar to this in my Book of Shadows, but maybe I'll go through her prompts. New Moon in Sagittarius, New Moon in Sagittarius Intentions, and then my grimoire. Honey Jar, so the Great, I love that. It's the first spell I ever did. An Easy Money spell, a Simple Protection spell, and then Book of Shadows would be like a record of what you do. So to me, a grimoire, and that's how I like to say it, grimoire, but of course some people pronounce it grimoire, or that might even be the proper pronunciation, is like the recipe book, and the Book of Shadows is like your journal. That's how I use it. And so that's it. That's this book. Very, very nice, I think. Definitely not going to give you any deep dive into any one topic, but it does have prompts. It does have brief information. It's very pretty. It would be a nice journal. I myself probably will never write in it, but I will use it as a prompt in my journals. Maybe I'll write in it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.